What is going on, my Speedway family? So today we are out here with the brand new 2025 Harley-Davidson Fat Boy. First, we're going to go over a few of the specs of the bike, and then we're going to get this baby out on the road and let you know what we think about it. So what is new for 2025 on the iconic Fat Boy? Well, one thing you're going to get is you're going to get a new motor. You're getting the 117 Milwaukee 8 with the custom tune. That's putting out 126 foot-pound of torque and 104 horsepower. The Fat Boy and the Breakout are the only two Softails that did retain that 2 in the 2 pipe. You've got this beautiful 5-gallon tank that's going to get you 47 miles to the gallon. You're going to get a seat height of 25.4 inches, and you're going to get 3 ride modes, such as rain, road, and sport, as well as all of the rider enhancements. You've also got full LED lighting up front as well as in the rear, and I do love the way that looks. You're also going to get a new USB-C port, which is located right here. So that way you are up to date with the new cords for charging your phone. You're also going to get a plug located under the seat for you to plug up your heating gear, and you get an adjustable brake lever now. So the unit we have in front of me is the Whiskey Fire in black, and I will have to say this is a stylish looking motorcycle. But let's get out on the road and see how she rides. So first, let's go over your tachometer as well as your controls here, because they are a little bit different in 2025. As you can see over here, you've got your cruise control options. You've got your left turn signal, your horn, and then you've got your high and low beam right up top right here. And right here is what you're going to use to cycle through your display. So on your first screen, you're going to get the current mileage on this bike, which this bike is currently at 3 miles. You hit the button, you'll get your trip A, your trip B, then you'll get your remaining mileage to this tank of fuel, which looks like there is 155 miles left on this tank. You hit it again and you're going to get a clock, and then you're going to get your digital RPM gauge. You're going to get your front tire pressure as well as your rear tire pressure, and then you're back to your mileage. You've also got some more indicators located in here and this very clean and stylish speedometer. On this side, you're going to get your hazard light button as well as your stop and run switch. Then you've got your traction control, your mode button, and your right turn signal. So we're going to go ahead and switch through modes here. So you've got rain mode, road mode, and sport mode with some nice clean indicators. So we're going to start off in rain mode here, and we are going to get her fired up and get out here on the road. There we go. You are greeted to that nice Milwaukee 8 rumble. Let's get turned around and get out here on the road. All right, so we are currently in rain mode. You're also going to get a gear indicator, which I'm seeing down there. Shows when we're in second gear. Switch it back to first gear. You get a little 1 over there as well. We got the light, and I did not even see it switch. And we are off. All right, so we are currently in rain mode. And rolling on throttle in rain mode on here, you're actually still getting quite a bit of power that I'm feeling come out of this motorcycle, which is not typical in rain mode. Let's jump her back to rain mode. There we go. That's more how it should feel. All right, so rain mode, you're gonna get a more toned down throttle response. It's not gonna be that instant, and when you're rolling on the throttle here, it is going to be way dialed back. Rain mode is going to serve a couple purposes here on these brand new Milwaukee 8s. Number one, it's going to be the option you want to be in when the ground is actually wet or slicker, because it's going to reduce the amount of wheel spin you'll get from that rear wheel, because it won't be giving you the full amount of torque. And the way it's doing that is by toning down your throttle response, which it does quite a bit. So this is going to work great for when you're on a wet road, or if you're a newer rider just getting used to the power and performance that these 117 Milwaukee 8s put out. So as you can see, when you roll on throttle, it'll still get up and go, but it's just the way the power is delivered is really toned down and muted. And again, that's going to be great for a newer rider or someone that's riding on wet roads. Well, these roads ain't wet and I'm not a newer rider, so we're going to go ahead and jump into road mode. Road mode is the mode most people will spend the majority of their time in. You're going to get plenty of power, plenty of torque, plenty of performance, and it's just going to deliver that power the way you would expect it to be delivered on something like the Fat Boy here. As you can see, you're going to get plenty of torque, plenty of horsepower, and it's going to move this bike really well. I'm actually shocked at this custom tune that's on here because it actually feels really sporty in my opinion. Now let's go over ergonomics before we actually jump into sport mode here. I am 6 feet tall, 230 pounds, and the bike does feel comfortable. You've got these nice floorboards that you can see down there that gives you some room for you to adjust your feet when you're on those longer rides. You can move them forward, you can move them back, just to get in a more comfortable seating position, and that is nice to have. The seat is very low profile, but it is quite wide, so I do have plenty of real estate for my butt right there, and it feels quite comfortable. It's got a firm feel to it, but not too firm. It's just a nice feeling seat, and I do have some lower lumbar support where I don't feel like I'm going to slide off the seat and end up on the rear passenger seat, which we'll get to test out here in a moment. The handlebar placement is a little lower than I would like, but for the Fat Boy, the styling of this motorcycle, I feel like this is where you want your handlebars. It is going to give you full control over the motorcycle, but they are a little lower than what I personally would prefer. All right, so we're going to go ahead and switch over into sport mode while we're riding here. We are in third gear. I'm actually going to pull over and let this vehicle behind me go past so that I can do a roll on throttle and get some acceleration going here. See, there's a few vehicles back there and I don't want to hold them up from me going slow. All right, I'm gonna jump in. All right, I'm gonna cruise nice and slow for a little bit, and then we'll roll on throttle and see how much excitement that I can get on my face out of this motorcycle. All right, we are in second gear. I'm just going to do a pull from second gear right after we go over the crest of this hill. Right now we're cruising at about 25 miles per hour, and we are going to roll on and accelerate now. Oh goodness. Woo. Yeah, this bike definitely moves. I was not expecting it to accelerate like that, especially with that wide rear 240 tire. It got up and it moved, and there's nothing but tire back there gripping the road that's going to propel you forward. So it's definitely gripping to the road, and oh yeah, it accelerates without a doubt. Like, to ride a Fat Boy that feels like a performance cruiser is crazy. Like, that is insane. I was not expecting that. I mean, this is a muscle cruiser. It has that aggressive design and that muscle look to it, and it is Harley-Davidson's iconic bike, but I've never ridden one that felt the way it felt when I just did that pull. That was something different right there. All right, so we're gonna do it again. How about that? We're gonna do it again. This bike is gonna have a different feel when riding it because you do have that wide rear tire as well as the wider front tire. So it is gonna be a little bit of a different feel when you're maneuvering the bike. There's no way for me to explain that to you except to say, go ride one and see what it feels like. Some people are really comfortable with the way the Fat Boy maneuvers and maneuvering this bike, and it intimidates some people because it's not going to be as flickable as something with your traditional size tires on it. All right, we're going to turn here and we're going to open her up again. All right, let's do it. Oh God, that tire just grips. Woo! Okay, okay. I like it. I like it. Sport mode is not to be played with. But as far as the suspension, oh, let's get through there. As far as how the suspension feels, the bike feels completely solid. It's on that soft tail frame, so you're going to get a solid suspension. I'm not feeling too many of the imperfections in the road. And the benefit of these fat tires is they are sticking to the road. They're literally glued to the road at this point. It is extremely windy out here today, people. So I do apologize if you are hearing an excessive amount of wind. You don't have a front windshield or front fairing, so you are going to catch some wind, which a lot of people like. You get out here and ride because you want that wind therapy. And I'm definitely catching a lot of wind right now. Comment down in the comments, what are your thoughts on the styling of the Fat Boy? I do love this two-tone paint job we got going on here with the whiskey fire and the black. I think it looks really good. Out of the, I believe we've had 3 so far this year, Fat Boys that we've had, this is probably my favorite colorway right now because it just pops. It just looks really good with that whiskey fire and the vivid black. It's definitely going to stand out for you. We're going to pull up here into Charlotte Motor Speedway and get some photos of the bike. Let us know down below how many of you have actually ridden the Fat Boy and how many people have ridden the previous Fat Boy versus the new 2025 with the ride modes and that extra power and performance that it's putting out. We are going to try to pull up here into Drift World. It looks like they've been doing some drifting over here. They got all these cones set up, but I'm going to pull over away from where all those cones are. Pull right about here. I feel like right here might be a good spot. We're gonna do one final walk around. There it is, the 2025 Harley-Davidson Fat Boy. As you can see, it's got that aggressive front end with the fat tire on the front, as well as that wide 240 on the rear. They did do some redesigns for it this year, like you're gonna get a different styled air cleaner there, but there's plenty of options to change that out to a different look if that's your preference. You do got full LED lighting all the way throughout the bike, but for the most part it still looks very similar to the 2024, and the upgrades are more with the motor as well as the full LED lighting. And that motor upgrade, I feel like it's definitely worth it on all of the Softail models because that motor is putting out some serious performance. If you've ridden the previous year Softails and you have not tried out one of these new Softails, I'm going to highly suggest that you do and go through all the modes. Experience rain mode, road mode, and sport mode, and open it up a little bit so that way you can feel those differences that they've done this year on this motorcycle. Well, with that being said, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, like this video, and comment down below your favorite thing about the 2025 Fat Boy, and we will see you in that next one.